How do? Top of the morning to you on this very chilly day with some snow on the ground here in Gettysburg. I am at the monument to perhaps the only civilian from the Battle of Gettysburg to get his own monument. Sorry, hope you can make out a little detail. He's backlit. But here we have old John Burns. We'll read the signage for you. My thanks are specially due to a citizen of Gettysburg named John Burns, who, although over 70 years of age, shouldered his musket and offered his services to Colonel Wister, 150th Pennsylvania Volunteers. Colonel Wister advised him to fight in the woods as there was more shelter there, but he preferred to join our line of skirmishers in the open fields. When the troops retired, he fought with the Iron Brigade. He was wounded in 3 places. Gettysburg report of Major General Abner Doubleday. Really pretty cool. Really bizarre to be here on the battlefield once again with snow on the ground. Ha. Quite an early snow at that. So those familiar with the story of the Battle of Gettysburg to any degree have undoubtedly heard of John Burns before. He was certainly a brave guy. This was no PR stunt. You know, he absolutely wanted to join the fight and do what he saw as his duty or his part. Pretty commendable for an old fella. Didn't need to be issued his a rifle. He had his own at the ready, and he was ready to use it. Quite amazing to me. I mean, you know, some of the civilians who either took part, which were slim to none, you know, that's pretty much John Burns and maybe a couple others I don't know about. But, you know, also the you know, those who sacrificed their land, which became ravaged, taken over as hospitals, decimated by the brutality of war, littered with dead bodies, you know, which opened up some of these farmers and families to disease as the corpses were strewn all over the ground, and also in some cases contaminating their drinking water. You know, there were quite a few deaths after the troops had come and gone from disease. So in that way, one could say that Burns wasn't the only one who sacrificed himself, one of the only citizens who sacrificed himself during the Battle of Gettysburg and many other battles of the Civil War. Here we have a nice shot of the McPherson barn. So that quite obviously means we're on what's known as McPherson's Ridge. McPherson, as many landowners, was not here at the time of the battle. This was a tenant farm. But for those not terribly familiar with day one, obviously we have the sun rising in the east, and just a little bit this way, behind the tree line, we would have Willoughby Run, somewhere back there. So day one was all about certain cavalrymen, who we'll get to in just a minute after we watch these geese fly by. Certain cavalrymen who understood not only the importance of the immediate ground that he was at, but also surveyed the surrounding terrain and realized that the position he chose would create a series of stumbling blocks for the incoming Confederates, beginning with Willoughby Run, then here on McPherson's Ridge, then on to Oak Ridge. Each of these not being a, insurmountable barrier, but providing a little extra time and varying degrees of visibility that could be utilized by the Union, because again, South Central Pennsylvania is all chock full of softly, gently sloping hills. And as I've mentioned in other videos past, one would be quite surprised at the difference, a slight elevation and then, a depression of, 30-40 feet can do. As General Iverson learned the hard way over there on Oak Ridge. Such slight rolling hills and depressions can provide just enough concealment for a line of soldiers to crouch down, then pop up, and unleash a terrible volley. I think it's really neat to be here during the winter. It makes for some chilly walks, but it's really kind of neat. Quite diametrically opposed, to when the battle was fought. So it certainly doesn't give you any sense of realism or real time. But if you love this place as much as I do, it's a treat to get to see it in all different seasons of the year. So sorry about the noise. These some of the highways leading in and out of Gettysburg are real busy in the morning, especially. But we're going to take care and cross the highway. Got about a minute left. Ooh. I'm gonna go down. We're gonna say a quick hello to the two Johns. John Buford, who I mentioned. That guy deserves every accolade he's ever been given. Again, it wasn't just his bravery, but it was his foresight in choosing this ground as the, to create the initial stumbling blocks to buy the Union what it needed the most on day one, which was not an immediate victory. What they needed the most was time to set up, Time for the rest of the troops to arrive and then to secure the high ground. And there, of course, is Major John Reynolds. I'm out of time, guys. I'll see you on the next one.